came under some scrutiny around New Year's Eve because she shared a post on her Instagram. She's had
Angel Reese, a standout player in the WNBA, had a year that could be the envy of many athletes. With an impressive season that showcased her talent, she made headlines for her on-court achievements. However, it wasn't her athletic performance that dominated the conversation around the turn of the year. Instead, it was a social media post she shared on New Year's Eve that ignited a firestorm of controversy, drawing sharp criticism from fans, critics, and fellow media personalities alike. The backlash and the subsequent disappearance of her Instagram account sent ripples through the sports world, leaving people questioning her approach to public image. For those unfamiliar with Angel Reese, she has been an exceptional force on the court. Her presence has been undeniable, leading LSU to a championship and eventually landing her with the Chicago Sky. She's known for her hard work, intensity, and fierce competitiveness, but lately, Reese's off-court decisions have started to overshadow her accomplishments as an athlete. In the days leading up to the 2025 WNBA season, Reese became embroiled in a controversy that had nothing to do with basketball. Instead, the attention shifted to a dress. It wasn't the usual athletic gear we associate with athletes during training or game time, but a bold, attention-grabbing outfit she wore to ring in the new year. She posted the photos on Instagram, and within moments, the post went viral. But this wasn't a viral moment based on admiration or praise. It was a viral moment steeped in negativity. The outfit Reese chose for her celebration caused a stir, leading many to question her intentions. The backlash was immediate and intense. Fans, critics, and other public figures flooded social media with words like inappropriate and unprofessional. Some even went as far as to say that Reese was focusing more on becoming a model than she was on her basketball career. It wasn't just about the outfit itself, but the broader implications of her decision to share such a provocative image. The post went against the expectations many people had for someone in Reese's position, especially considering the larger conversation about female athletes and their role as public figures. The controversy was further fueled when Reese decided to deactivate her Instagram account, leaving many to wonder whether she had been bullied off the platform or if this was a calculated move to distance herself from the fallout. Either way, her sudden disappearance from social media sent a message. It could have been an emotional reaction to the backlash, or it could have been a strategic move to quiet the noise, but Reese didn't say a word to clarify her intentions. This silence only added fuel to the fire, leading to even more speculation about her motivations and the consequences of her actions. When Reese finally returned to social media, it was with a message of resilience. She posted a cryptic caption, once again leaving her followers guessing. While the comeback seemed to be a way for her to reclaim control over the narrative, the damage had already been done. The story had already spiraled out of her hands, and media outlets, fans, and critics alike were left debating her decision and its potential impact on her career. On January 7th, Stephen A. Smith, known for his no-holds-barred commentary, weighed in on the situation. His response was quick and direct, offering a scathing critique of Reese's decision to share such a controversial post. According to Smith, the post was a poor choice, particularly for someone in Reese's position as a prominent athlete. Smith expressed confusion over why Reese, given her rising star status, would make such a provocative move that invited objectification and threatened to overshadow her athletic achievements. Smith's commentary was clear. Reese needed to focus more on her game and less on her public image, especially on social media. He argued that the kind of attention she was drawing wasn't the kind of attention she needed. Smith emphasized that athletes, particularly those in the public eye, should be cautious about how they portray themselves. In his eyes, Reese's decision to post such a revealing image only served to draw attention to her body rather than her skills on the basketball court. He also pointed out the irony that, at a time when Reese should have been focused on her game, she was instead receiving attention for her fashion choices. The comparisons between Reese and Caitlin Clark, another rising star in women's basketball, quickly became a focal point in the debate. Smith drew a stark contrast between the two athletes, highlighting how Clark had cultivated a calculated professional image. Clark, according to Smith, was the model of discipline, focus, and dedication both on and off the court. She had managed to build a brand that centered around her athletic achievements, avoiding unnecessary distractions. In contrast, Smith argued that Reese's actions were doing the opposite, pulling attention away from her talent and redirecting it to her image and personal choices. The critique wasn't just about Reese's outfit. It was about the broader implications of her behavior and the potential long-term consequences for her brand. Smith pointed out that Reese's actions, whether intentional or not, risked undermining the very credibility she had worked hard to build. He raised the question that many had been hesitant to ask: was Reese sabotaging her own career? The comparison between Reese and Clark resonated with many, as both athletes had been on a similar trajectory. Reese and Clark were both dynamic players, known for their talent and ability to elevate the sport of women's basketball. But while Reese was attracting attention for her bold social media posts and controversial fashion choices, Clark had been building a solid reputation as a disciplined and focused athlete. Smith's words cut deep, framing the two athletes as opposites: Clark, the model professional, and Reese, the impulsive headline grabber. This stark contrast forced many fans and critics to reconsider how they viewed the two athletes. Reese's past actions had been unapologetically bold, from advocating for fair treatment and respect to calling out the double standards female athletes face. But now, Smith argued, her actions were calling her own credibility into question. He suggested that while she had been outspoken in the past about her confidence and self-respect, her recent behavior risked undermining that very message. Reese's critics weren't the only ones speaking out. Supporters of Smith's comments pointed out that his criticism wasn't about tearing Reese down, but rather about pushing her to be better. Branding in sports, they argued, was about more than just what you do on the court. It was about how you carry yourself off the court. For Reese, who was on the cusp of greatness, the stakes couldn't be higher. Her actions off the court had the potential to impact her endorsements, sponsorships, and even her reputation. The debate quickly extended beyond just Reese and Clark. It raised important questions about how female athletes are perceived in the media and the pressure they face to maintain a certain image. With the WNBA pushing for greater visibility and its players becoming household names, the scrutiny on athletes like Reese is only growing. In this environment, every move is watched, analyzed, and dissected. Critics argued that Reese's actions were indicative of the challenges female athletes face in balancing personal expression with professional responsibility. Some defenders of Reese, however, argued that Smith's criticism was too harsh. They pointed out that Reese was young and still figuring out how to navigate the pressures of being a public figure. After all, social media had become an essential tool for athletes to connect with fans and promote their brands. But even with this perspective, the concerns raised about Reese's image were not without merit. As Reese's career progresses, she will have to navigate the delicate balance between personal expression and the expectations placed on her as an athlete. The comparison between Reese and past athletes like Antonio Brown and Hope Solo offered a cautionary tale. Both athletes had the talent to be great, but were derailed by off-field controversies. Brown, once one of the most talented wide receivers in NFL history, saw his career implode due to off-field antics, costing him endorsements and a spot in the Hall of Fame. Similarly, Hope Solo, a legendary goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team, saw her career overshadowed by personal scandals. These examples served as reminders of how an athlete's off-court behavior could shape their legacy. For Reese, the question remains: can she find a balance between being bold and being respected? Her talent on the court is undeniable, and she has the platform to become a superstar. But whether she can tune out the noise and let her performance speak for itself will determine her long-term success. Stephen A. Smith's advice was simple: focus on the game. By staying focused and disciplined, Reese could potentially redefine her narrative and secure her place as one of the most successful and respected athletes in the league. The story of Angel Reese is not just about one controversial post or one social media mishap. It's about the pressures and challenges that come with being a public figure in the world of sports. As Reese's career progresses, the spotlight will only grow brighter, and her ability to manage both her public persona and her athletic achievements will be critical. In the end, it's not about choosing between being bold or being respected. It's about finding the right balance.